Hi everyone, my name is Martinyb Brown and I am the owner and founder of Today I Want to Be. We are solving the problem of kids and youth not seeing someone who looks just like them in a variety of career fields. We are a career exploration resource for parents and educators, and through our interactive products and virtual interviews, kids and youth are able to see representation of their race and gender in career fields that they may not even know about. With every product we create, from our educational aids to our apparel and accessories, we are intentional about encouraging and helping kids and youth see that they can become anything they want to be. We are the only company who not only focuses on career exploration for kids and youth, but we also give them an opportunity to ask professionals about their careers every month during our free live virtual interviews as student co-hosts. If you are looking for a company that is dedicated to helping your child or student see that they can become anything they want to be, make sure you visit todayiwanttobe.com today. Calling all authors and publishers. Did you know Everything Authors has a free downloadable directory of platforms you can promote your book on? No longer will you have to search multiple places to market your book because you can find them here. Download your list today at everythingauthors.com/free-resources. That's everythingauthors.com/free-resources.
what about this lovely young lady? Do y'all see her in this?
She's a business owner.
A business owner. Kiss your brain.
A teacher.
Can be a teacher like Miss Joseph. Very good. I see. Or you could be, who remembers? Say, I can be a social worker.
I can be a social worker.
Yes, a social worker.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Authors to Know and Their Books to Read. I'm your host, Martinique Brown. I'm so excited that you guys have decided to tune in to the show today. I'm so excited about our guest author here on the show, Mallori Conedy. She is here promoting her book, Obtaining Immeasurable Peace. She's going to be talking to us a lot more about her book. But if this is your first time ever tuning into the show, make sure you give us a virtual shout out. Let us know you are in the house. Now, one great thing about this show is it's actually interactive. So if you have any questions for Mallori, go ahead and post those in the comment field below. Also, all of Mallori's contact information is listed in that description box. So if you hear her story and you're like, man, I think I want to get that book. All you have to do is go right there into the description box, right there next to the $sign is actually the two links where you can purchase her book. You can purchase it from Amazon, or you can actually purchase it from Goodreads as well. Also, make sure you follow Mallori. You can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat, and that's all listed in the description box. So now if you're watching from any other page other than Everything Authors YouTube channel or my Facebook page, Martinique Y. Brown, or even Mallori's page, I need you to come on over to one of those three pages, and then I can actually see your questions and your comments so we can talk to Mallori about it. But Mallori, thank you so much for being on the show.
You're welcome.
So if you can just tell our viewers just a little bit more about yourself and how long you've been a published author.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mallori Conedy. I live in Compton, California, born and raised, and I've been a published author of Obtaining Immeasurable Peace since February 22nd of 2023.
Oh, you said February.
Yes.
Wow, you are super new. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So now, how long did it actually take you to write the book?
Took me about 1.5 years.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So are you surprised with yourself that it took you that long? Or are you saying, you know, I can bust out another book in 1 year? How are you feeling about that?
I feel like I can take my time with it. And if another book comes about, I can get it done within 1 year or 2.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's awesome. I think it's just amazing how, you know, just as creative people, we think of something and then to actually have that hard copy of what you know, of what you imagine. I think that is just so exciting, especially when everything goes well, you know, when you don't have any problems. So can you walk us through your book, Obtaining Immeasurable Peace?
Yes, absolutely. It is a guided journal accompanied by poems designed to empower and uplift young Black teen girls, or also anybody that can relate to my life.
Mm-hmm.
There is self-care affirmations included, also tips and resources to help you out if you need help with dealing with stress or anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I have guided journal prompts asking questions such as, what are 5 things you're grateful for? What are things that you can do day by day to help you to pursue happiness?
That's good. Yeah. So now you said that it would be beneficial for somebody that can relate to your life. Are you saying that there's bits and pieces that tells a little bit more about your story in the book?
Yes, absolutely. In my preface, I pretty much wrote the entire book based off of my personal experience from a teenager, because I'm 24 right now.
Okay.
And I always wanted to make an impact in the world. I just didn't know how to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mentioned it in the preface that I felt like my voice didn't matter, and I allowed my inner thoughts to control my actions,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that everything that I was feeling like internally, that I wasn't beautiful, I wasn't worthy of love, I was just constantly beating myself up, like if I made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
as you can see behind me, I've always tried to keep constant reminders in my room for me to look at. That would kind of help me to just block out those thoughts of stinking thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I realized because I realized that most of it was internal, like nobody was telling me those things.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had to constantly just look in the mirror and tell myself that I am worthy of, that I deserve good things, and I deserve love when it's the right time, and that I am outgoing, and there's nothing wrong with being shy.
Yeah, that's good.
We're all different.
That's good. And what was that last part you just said?
Just that we're all different.
Mm-hmm.
We're all different human beings.
Definitely. And I think that that's what, you know, just makes us so unique, that we are different,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I think that, like you said, like it's okay to be shy. And I think sometimes when you're around individuals that's, you know, like really extroverts, then it can make you like push back a little bit and think that your voice doesn't matter. But, you know, I think that that's one of the beauties about shy people. It's like they know that they don't have to be center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you all do talk, everybody listens, you know, because you don't talk that much. So I think that that's amazing. But what gave you the idea that self-talk is what's going to help you to really help you to understand that I don't have to be the person these negative thoughts are telling me?
I just had to constantly recognize that nothing else matters if I'm not okay in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So positive self-talk is a lot. As long as you keep encouraging yourself with positive self-talk instead of negative self-talk, it can allow you to just work on being more mindful of how you're taking care of yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually as well.
So now I know that you said that your book is targeted towards Black teen girls. Can you tell us the age range who you feel like your book is good for?
For me, my target audience would be for middle school to high school.
Okay. Okay. And do you feel like you decided to write Obtaining Immeasurable piece for that age range? Is it because maybe during those years you struggled the most with learning who you are and really just learning how to value, your uniqueness?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
would agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So now let me ask you this. Now we might have individuals that are not Black. Do you feel that your book can still reach their teen daughter or even son?
Yes, I do. In one of the poems that I wrote, it's called I Am. So it starts off, I am, I am confident, I am kind, I'm capable of being a good student.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel that, let's say that there is somebody, that is struggling with negative thoughts and they, they feel like they don't have a voice. Do you feel like writing was beneficial in helping you to have that voice and then also have that confidence of speaking out more?
I would agree with that because journaling has helped me to express my thoughts of how I was feeling. And
Mhm.
it's a technique that I started in middle school and I still use that today.
Yeah. So who actually introduced journaling to you though?
It was my mom.
That's good. That's good. So now does she journal? Because I'm not a big journaler,
She hasn't done it in a while, but it's something
Mhm.
that she did when she was younger.
Mhm.
But yeah,
And what do you feel like journaling has helped you to do or become?
it's helped me to combine my love of writing poetry
Mhm.
because I enjoy being inspired by other poets such as Maya Angelou, Amanda Gorman, Toni Morrison.
Mhm. So now I know that you said that you actually wrote your poems. How many poems can we expect in the book?
You can expect about 9 poems.
Okay. And so does that mean that there's a poem per chapter?
Yes, there's a poem. Yeah, there's a poem per chapter.
Okay.
And there's also a picture of me in the book where I'm looking at a lake. And then there's also a motivational quote that reads, "Cherish today. The gateway to grace is to remain in a constant state of appreciation."
Mhm.
And that's kind of a mantra that I created for myself to keep myself uplifted.
That's good. That's good. And why did you feel that it was beneficial to include poems in your book?
I have just been watching how the generation after me has been uh, the generation of young people that I've noticed have just need constant reminders of hope
Mhm.
instead of looking at constant negativity on their social media feed.
Yeah.
because there's just a lot going on in the world today.
And
I
how
just,
do you, oh, go ahead. What was you
I
about to
just
say?
feel like if I could continue to shine my light, and it can uplift like one person to not be like their own worst inner critic, then I feel like I've done my job.
That's good. That's good. So now where did the title come from? You know, obtaining immeasurable peace? Because so many times we want to say, okay, well, if I can get to this point, then I'm good. But that's not the reality, because each day brings us different things, you know, that might bring us anxiety or stress. So talk to us about your title.
I feel like that the title of my book, Obtaining Immeasurable Peace, it's a sustainable book title because it just lets you know that no matter what you go through in life, you're gonna constantly need moments where you're just gonna need to be encouraged, and it's just become a not just a message for me personally, but I feel like it's just a message that's needed in the world today.
Yeah.
Because the definition of immeasurable means something that you can't measure. And then I look at the definition of peace as just being in a place of stillness, just allowing yourself to like woosah.
Yeah, that's good. So what does contentment mean to you? You know, and I ask you this question because sometimes people look at contentment as no longer having a desire for something more. What does contentment look like for you? And what does still having goals that you're trying to obtain look like?
Being content to me means that you're okay with what's going on in your life at the moment. And you're just acknowledging that it is what it is. And as far as still achieving goals today, I try to write down each of my goals for like financial, career, and just anything that I would want to add to my vision board. I try to have like journals or notebooks, if you will, that have each of those goals written on there.
So now, speaking of your poems as well, do you feel that, okay, because your poems are personal, and so were you hesitant to allowing people to know a little bit more about your life through your poetry?
I might have been a little nervous at first, but I just had to recognize that being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. It shows that you're strong, and it also shows that the fact that I'm even able to speak about my struggles that I may have overcome, it can be like a very peaceful experience because it lets people know that they're not alone, and I see you and I'm with you in the tunnel.
That's good. That's so good, Mallory. Come on, speak. You know, that's people do when they sing poetry. If you're just now tuning in, you are watching Authors to Know and Their Books to Read. I have on the show today Mallori Conedy. She is talking to us a lot more about her book called Obtaining Immeasurable Peace. Now, if you're interested in reading her book summary, you can definitely do that on Amazon.com. Go there, right there next to the $ in the description box. You'll be able to click on that link for Amazon.com as well as Goodreads.com as well, and you'll be able to read the book summary as well as purchase the book. If you know that somebody is struggling in this area in their life, teenager, adult, go ahead and purchase them this gift now. So Mallori, I know that you were talking about things that you overcame. When people talk about things that they've overcome, you think that they no longer struggle with these things. Is this a daily thing that you have to be intentional about, you know, making sure you're recognizing when you're anxious about something or recognizing when you're stressed, and then having in place these tools in order to combat those things?
Yeah, it's a daily fight. But what helps me to get through it is my faith.
Okay, that's good.
Mhm.
That's good. So now when you talk about your faith, are you saying that, you know, because some people say that, okay, all I need to do is just ask God to help me, and then they don't seek any type of professional help. What would be your, what's your thoughts on that?
I feel like if you feel the need to seek professional help, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because there
definitely.
are psychologists out there that can help you to realize that what you're going through at the moment, it doesn't define you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, like, you don't have to stay in that frame of mindset or remain stagnant for like the rest of your life. Like, it might just be for a season. And
Mm-hmm.
then, like, over time, you're able to kind of see the rainbow.
That's good. That's really good, Mallory. I think that um, just your realistic approach is so helpful, you know, to our viewers. What are some of the things that you've put into place so that you're no longer living in that anxious or stressful state?
I try to use a technique called box breathing,
Mm-hmm.
where you try to inhale for 4 seconds and then exhale.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also try to go for a walk.
Oh, that's really good. And so, like, is it a walk that, because you know how some people don't do things because they're like, oh, I don't have the time to do it. Are you the type of person you like, I make time for it?
Yeah.
So about how long or how short is your walk for? Or it
The
just depends,
longest,
like whatever you feel like doing.
right. The longest that I've ever walked is it was with one of my neighbors actually.
Mm-hmm.
We walked for about four, yeah, we walked for 4 miles.
Okay.
It was about 2 hours, but I've done short walks too.
Mm-hmm.
It's only been for about 30 minutes, but it's just like a walk around my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
So now are you the type of person that like to have music, or it's just like all about how you feel at that moment?
I I kind of do a little bit of both. I listen to music, and then also there's times when I just walk and just kind of immerse myself in nature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, what has given you the confidence in sharing your story? Because so many people struggle with this, um, and they don't want to share because, you know, you can still live with it, you know, but why do you now have this boldness to share it with people?
That's a really good question. The best way I can answer that is I'm gonna quote a song by Fantasia. I'm not sure if she wrote it, but the lyrics kind of express the sentiment of my
Mm-hmm.
answer. It goes like, I am what I am today because God used my mistakes. He worked them for my good. And basically everything that I went through was necessary.
Mm. So did you have a moment where you blamed God and you were angry with God with how he created you?
Yeah, there were moments
Mm-hmm.
because I kind of struggled with fitting in and kind of accepting the person that I was initially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the great thing about middle school and high school is you eventually get out. So you really begin to like just appreciate yourself after those years, you know. And one thing that I feel like is so sad is when teenagers commit suicide, because it's like if they only knew that it gets better, like because high school, middle school, you have to be around those people. You know, if you haven't shared it with your parent that maybe these kids are bullying you or whatever. But it's like once you become older, you can now choose who's in your environment. And, you know, I think that that's just so refreshing that, you know, you just have so much more independence, you know, when you do get out of those grades during that time. So why did you actually decide to put portraits in the book?
I decided to put portraits in the book because it kind of matched the theme of each poem.
Okay. So are they portraits of you? Because I know you were talking about the one portrait of you like looking at a lake.
Mm-hmm. No, each of the portraits that are listed in the book, they're all stock photos
Okay.
of different of people that I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And why did you feel like it was beneficial to put those in the book, though?
Just because some of the images just show representation of Black women and just letting young people see that despite the different messages that are in my poems, because I have 2 poems called Intentional Faith and Champion Greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And each of those images kind of let them know that despite what you're going through, like you can get through it. So I feel like each portrait that's shown in the book just kind of is inspiring. It's inspirational and motivational at the same time.
That's good. And I think that that's really good that you put those in there just because we learn differently.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we take in thoughts and emotions differently. So some people take it in through portraits. Some people take it in through spoken words, like with their poems and things like that. So I know that you mentioned your vision board, and you've actually included a self-reflection vision board in the book. How did you do that? Like, explain to us more, like what that actually looks like in the book.
I feel like it looks like I just wanted to allow a space in the book where
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a young woman who needs time to write out, like if she wants to start her own business, it's like a space where she could write down any goal that she wants to accomplish as far as finishing high school, finishing college, and just like the steps that she wants to take to get there. And then also,
Oh, okay.
yeah, then also if any, it can, I feel like the self-reflection vision board can be used for any goal that you want to accomplish, not just for like freeing your inner self.
Mm-hmm.
It can be for like happiness, a career that you want to pursue.
Okay. So now, if I'm a person that's never, did a vision board or any type of self-reflection, do you write questions that I'm supposed to answer that's kind of like just guiding me through this self-reflection vision board?
There's no questions in the vision board. It just has like different bubbles.
Okay.
And you just kind of write down your thoughts in each bubble.
Oh, okay. Okay. But you do tell us like what
Yeah.
we're supposed to do in the bubble.
Yeah, it's not a complete blank page.
Okay. Okay. That's good. So now, how do you feel like vision boards help you? Because I'm telling you, Mallori, it seemed like the last 2 years, everybody talk about vision boards. And I just be wondering, that's great. We start doing these January 1st, but what does it look like now in August? It's like we get so motivated with, maybe losing weight or, maybe studying for a certification or something like that. We're so gung-ho in the beginning of the year, but towards the end of the year or middle of the year, we just let it fall on the wayside. How has a vision board actually helped you to write your goals and keep moving forward to reach your goals?
I feel like vision boards help me out to just give me a constant reminder of goals that I want to achieve in the future. Because I remember creating a vision board when I was in high school of colleges that I wanted to go to, and then I did get accepted in those.
Okay.
So it kind of helped me to just kind of hold myself accountable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now when you say that that there's an actual journal in the book, is it actually blank pages so that we can reflect? Or like what does the journal part look like? Is it a blank pages after each chapter so we can do some self-reflection?
Yes, all of the guided journal prompts are displayed as there's a guided journal prompt question on the left side of the page, and on the right side of the page, there's one blank page for you to reflect on the journal prompt that's listed right next to it.
Okay.
It's like that for each journal prompt.
Okay.
And
That's
there's
good.
there's like different, it's like as you go through reading my book, each guided journal prompt, there's different questions. So you're able to answer different questions.
Okay. Now, do you feel like your book is one book that, you read it, you work on it, you fill it out, and then you're done? Or do you think that your book is helpful just maybe whenever you just need these reminders, or, if you're struggling with something, just something that can motivate yourself? How do you feel like your book can be used after the individual has read the book, done all of the activities, and that's it?
I feel like my book can be used to constantly motivate someone if they need to go back and if they have those days where, not bad, like I never try to say that I have bad days, just like a different day. So if they just need that sense of hope in the morning, like I feel like they can open my book and be like, oh, I remember answering that question of what can I do to pursue happiness today. Because I feel like my whole entire book can help someone if they just need their moment, if they just need a moment to de-stress. Because like how you mentioned earlier, every day that we go through life, we're gonna have like different emotions.
Right. And one thing that I was thinking about your book as well, I know that with the Bible, you know how sometimes you can hear scripture a million times, but until sometimes you go through a situation where that scripture actually speaks to you. And that reminded me of your book, because, you might be in one season in your life when you're working on your book, and then you could be in a totally different season, the next time, and then you pick up your book again and say, okay, I remember, why I wrote this. And maybe things will change, because your life is changing as well. So I think I just think that is so beneficial how, you incorporated that journal part of it, because sometimes being able to go back and look at and read maybe what you were struggling with, or that hope that you had, it can be that reminder to give you hope in that new situation that you're in as well. So what would you hope that readers learn after reading your book?
I hope that readers learn after doing the activities in my book that life is a marathon, and everything that you're going through right now that may seem hard or difficult, just keep moving forward and don't give up on taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Now, has any other things really just helped you on, becoming the woman you are today? Because I really feel that getting a good amount of sleep, eating well spending time with friends and family, eliminating those people that are negative in your life. Have you found any other things that's really just been helping you and beneficial for you to help you to get to that healthy mind space that you're at now?
I feel like what's helped me to get out of that mindset of stinking thinking is to do yoga exercises.
Oh, wow. Yoga ain't no joke, girl. It's some hard work.
Also,
go ahead,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. Also having fun as well.
Mhm.
Doing. I haven't gone to a Zumba class in a while, but just going to a Zumba class kind of helped me as well.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, they definitely say that exercising releases the endorphins, so that it's a really good stress reliever, you know. And that might be true, but exercising causes me stress because I hate to exercise, and so I just be happy when it's over. But I think you really do have to incorporate different things, in your life. And I'm just so happy that, you are at this place in your life. It's kind of like that you've recognized what was holding you back, and now you're intentionally doing something about it. I think that is such a blessing. So what have you learned about yourself as you went through this journey of becoming a published author?
I learned about myself that it takes courage to share your story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of myself for not allowing what I might have felt prior to doing this to keep me in that same mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of allowing myself to figure out what makes me happy as a single woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of going from there. Because I realized that you're just going to continue to evolve just as you go through life.
That's good. That's really good. So I know that you said that, you did have this stinking thinking, but you wrote a whole book. Like, how did you get through that? Because were there times when you wanted to stop and since sometimes you had these negative thoughts, what did that sound like? And how did you get to that point where you like, you know what, Mallori, I'm just going to finish this book. I'm going to write it. What did that look like for you?
I definitely struggled with that towards the end of finishing the book, because I kind of did a lot of back and forth with just what I wanted to say and what I wanted to say initially in the book, especially with the poetry, because I had like a rough draft, and then I didn't like one of the poems that I initially wrote in the book, because one of the poems that I initially wrote, the first in the rough draft, it was called Forever Loved.
Mm-hmm.
And then that poem was like super long. So I'm like, let me change that. And then I changed the title to Forever Grounded, because it just kind of sounded better with my personal experience that I dealt with.
Okay. Well, would you like to shout out your publisher? I know that we were talking before the show and you said that you had a really good publisher.
Absolutely. I would like to shout out Dr. Ivana Smith, the CEO of Strength Builders Publishing.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to thank her for allowing me this opportunity to work with her, because she was very professional and patient. And even after she helped me to publish my book on Amazon, she also offered a book marketing course.
Oh, wow,
It
that's
was really
good. That's excellent. Well, Mallory, I definitely thank you so much for being on Authors to Know and Their Books to Read and sharing with our audience so much more about your book, Obtaining Immeasurable Peace, and really just helping us to have a better understanding of what stress and anxiety looks like, but also what victory looks like with overcoming it. And, you know, I'm thankful that you wrote this book because it definitely sounds like it's going to help so many people with being intentional about getting out of that negative space that constantly just burdens their life on a daily basis. Don't forget, guys, make sure you visit that description box. Mallory's contact information is there. Her Facebook, Instagram, as well as her Snapchat links are listed in the description box. Now, if you know that somebody that could really benefit this book, I always tell people, look, you don't have to wait until Christmas to purchase somebody something. Make sure you go ahead and purchase Obtaining Immeasurable Peace. You can purchase that from Amazon.com or Goodreads.com. Those two links are listed in the description box right there next to the $. We definitely hope that you guys have a great remainder of the night, and we will talk to you all later.